Some motorcycle brands are built inside boardrooms. Others are born in garages, workshops, and back roads where rules don't matter. Big Dog belongs to the second category. From the beginning, Big Dog was never about mass appeal, corporate safety, or pleasing everyone. It was about presence, excess, and individuality. It was loud when others tried to be refined. It was unapologetically large when the industry pushed smaller and more efficient machines. In 2026, the return of Big Dog is not framed as a comeback, tour, or a nostalgia play. It's a statement that the Outlaw custom spirit never truly disappeared, it just went quiet while the industry changed around it. Why Big Dog still matters in 2026. The motorcycle world in 2026 is polished, optimized, and carefully managed. Bikes are lighter, smarter, and more predictable than ever. And yet, for a certain type of rider, something feels missing. That missing element is excess. Not reckless excess, but emotional excess, the feeling that the motorcycle doesn't care if it fits into a category. Big Dog matters because it never tried to fit. It existed outside of traditional segments. Not a cruiser, not a performance bike, not a touring machine, just a massive, aggressive statement onto wheels. In a time when most motorcycles are designed to offend no one, Big Dog exists to do the opposite. Design philosophy, bigger than necessary, on purpose. The first impression of the 2026 Big Dog is overwhelming, and that is intentional. The proportions are exaggerated. The stance is wide and dominant. The bike doesn't look fast in a refined way. It looks heavy, muscular, and aggressive, like it would rather intimidate than impress. The frame is long and stretched, with geometry that prioritizes presence over practicality. The rear tire is enormous, serving no functional purpose beyond visual dominance and raw traction. The front end feels extended, giving the bike a low, predatory posture that looks more like a custom show build than a factory motorcycle. Nothing about the design is subtle, and nothing is accidental. A machine that refuses to blend in where many modern motorcycles are designed to disappear into traffic. The Big Dog refuses invisibility. It occupies space. It demands attention at stoplights, gas stations, and parking lots. You don't ride a Big Dog quietly. Even standing still, it announces itself. Paint finishes are deep and aggressive. Metal components are thick and intentionally exposed. The bike looks handmade even when built with modern manufacturing standards. It doesn't try to look perfect, it tries to look powerful. This is not a motorcycle designed to be admired from afar. It's designed to be felt. The engine, excess. As an identity at the heart of the 2026 Big Dog is an engine that exists purely because someone believed bigger was better. Power delivery is immediate, heavy, and unapologetic. This engine doesn't rush to redline. It doesn't scream. It pushes forward with brute force, making every throttle input feel consequential. Torque arrives early and stays present. The bike moves like a heavyweight being forced into motion, slow at first, then unstoppable. This is not a refined power plant. It's mechanical, loud, and deliberately imperfect in feel. The engine is not trying to compete with modern performance metrics. It exists to remind the rider that internal combustion can still feel violent and alive. Sound, not engineered for approval. The sound of the Big Dog is not designed to meet social expectations. It is deep, thunderous, and unmistakably aggressive. At idle, it pulses. Under acceleration, it roars. This is not background noise, it's part of the experience. Big Dog understands that sound is identity. The bike doesn't whisper. It speaks loudly and clearly about what it is and who it's for. The exhaust note is raw, unfiltered, and intentionally intimidating. For riders who equate silence with sophistication, this bike will feel excessive. For others, it will feel honest. Technology, present but not dominant. The 2026 Big Dog does not reject modern technology, but it refuses to let technology define it. Electronics are used where they matter most: reliability, safety, and consistency. They are not used to soften the experience. There are no massive screens competing for attention, no endless menus, no attempt to turn the motorcycle into a digital platform. The interface is minimal and functional, offering only what the rider needs. This motorcycle assumes the rider wants to ride, not manage systems. Ergonomics, built for presence, not comfort. Marketing: riding the Big Dog is a physical experience. The seat is low and firm. The controls are stretched. The bars place the rider in a commanding position that feels more like controlling a machine than sitting on one. This is not a bike designed for long-distance comfort in the traditional sense. Long rides are possible, but they demand commitment. The bike reminds you of its size and mass constantly. It never disappears beneath you. The Big Dog rewards strength, confidence, and experience. Weight and handling, heavy, honest, and demanding. There is no hiding the weight of the Big Dog. At low speeds, it requires attention. At stops, it demands balance. At parking lot speeds, it reminds the rider that this is not a casual machine. But once in motion, the weight becomes part of its character. The bike feels planted, stable, and confident in a straight line. Corners are deliberate, not playful. You don't flick a Big Dog, you guide it. This riding dynamic is intentional. The Big Dog doesn't want to be nimble. It wants to feel unstoppable. Braking and control, power that needs respect. Stopping a motorcycle of this size requires serious braking performance, and the 2026 Big Dog delivers confidence without over-assistance. Brakes engage progressively, allowing the rider to manage deceleration rather than relying on electronics to do the work. Electronic assistance exists quietly in the background, ready when needed but never intrusive. The rider remains in control at all times. This balance reinforces the Big Dog's philosophy: power first, responsibility second, automation last. Who the Big Dog is for the 2026 Big Dog is not designed for beginners. It is not designed for riders looking for efficiency, practicality, or subtlety. This motorcycle is built for a very specific type of rider. It's for those who grew up admiring custom choppers, for riders who believe motorcycles should feel excessive, for people who don't want to explain their choices or justify their preferences. The Big Dog doesn't ask why you want it. It assumes you already know. Cultural meaning, a rejection of minimalism in a world moving toward minimalism, electrification, and restraint. The Big Dog stands as a rejection of all three. It celebrates size. It celebrates sound. It celebrates mechanical excess. This is not a forward-looking motorcycle in the traditional sense. It's a reminder that not all progress moves in the same direction. Big Dog exists for riders who believe rebellion still matters. Customization, built to be modified. The Big Dog arrives from the factory already aggressive, but customization is part of its DNA. This motorcycle is a canvas for self-expression. Exhausts, wheels, bars, finishes, everything invites personalization. Unlike many modern bikes, customization doesn't fight the original design. It enhances it. Each modified Big Dog becomes a reflection of its owner's identity. This openness to customization is not an afterthought, it's the foundation. The riding experience, an event, not a commute. Riding the Big Dog turns every trip into an event. Short rides feel dramatic. Long rides feel earned. The bike doesn't disappear. Beneath the rider, it demands constant awareness. Gas stops become conversations. Parking becomes a statement. Even starting the engine feels ceremonial. This is not a motorcycle you forget after the ride. It stays with you. Why Big Dog could only return now? Ironically, the return of Big Dog makes more sense in 2026 than it would have a decade ago. As motorcycles become quieter, lighter, and more digital, the appetite for something raw grows stronger. Riders are no longer impressed by perfection alone. They are searching for personality, for machines that feel dangerous in the right way. Big Dog understands that desire and answers it without compromise. Final thoughts: a motorcycle without apologies. The 2026 Big Dog is not polite. It is not efficient. It is not subtle. And it does not care. It exists because some riders still want motorcycles that feel excessive, mechanical, and emotionally overwhelming. It exists to remind the industry that rebellion cannot be engineered out of motorcycling entirely. This is not a motorcycle for everyone. It never was. And that's exactly the point.